Listen, I'm not trying to go into all of that and speculation, all that stuff. Hey, check it out. You on the Trillism show, and for you guys that let me get this back. Let me pause that. You guys on the Trillism show. And this is what it is. We're going to talk about this, but this is where we're going to be. We're going to use this platform. There's a lot of things coming up in the political world, a lot of important decisions, and a lot of social things that are surrounding them. And this is one of the hot topics right now with this. So I just kind of wanted to get off and for you guys that are sitting out, maybe uh, uh, taking a listen to this. This is how it's going to work, man. We're going to talk about this. I want to hear everybody's opinion. My opinion ain't the only opinion, but at the same time, I have my opinion. And so we sit down and we talk things out, and we come to some sort of conclusion, whether or not we agree or disagree. But each side is heard. So that's kind of where I want to go with this. Here's my thoughts on the Yeezy situation. I believe that he did exactly what he wanted to do. I believe that Kanye West, Yeezy, Yeezus, whatever character you want to put to the voice, I think that what he did was um, showed us exactly what's going on in the world. Screw America, you know, more specifically America and how certain industries are run and all of that. In that last comment where he said, I can say anti-Semitic things and Adidas won't drop me. That was a I dare you to call my bluff. So for those of you guys that, what I'm saying, that have an opinion about that or think that, Kanye West was off base, what's your opinion about what he said? A lot of people will speculate that, what he said there's a lot of truth to. There's some people that are religious that would agree with some of it, with a lot of his views, depending on what secular life that you come from, but is it to warrant to, tear for the community to tear this man down for a certain belief and ideology, especially when it's something that has been documented throughout the years and it's nothing that's new or controversial as far as, that the way of life and the way that this whole thing is set up. We know that the media platforms and all the major corporations are run by that culture, and it's not to say that they for whatever reason and how they got there, that's neither here nor there. The fact remains that that culture and that group of that established group of people have a stronghold on a lot of things that go on. So with that being said, here it is. Kanye West challenges the world and points them out and calls them by name, and then within hours he's dropped by every single endorsement that he every single partner that he's had. So just wanted to see if anybody in on that, see what's going on. Hold on real quick. So I could keep going with it. When you start talking about this whole thing, for me, I honestly, look at this whole situation as an eye opener. I feel like what he said was is a sentiment. It's the taboo. It's the unspoken. It's what a lot of people may think, but not have the courage to say. I think that Kanye West is, me personally, I've never really been a big fan of Kanye musically, like raving about him. He's done a lot for the culture. He's done a lot for the industry. He's paved the way for a lot of different things. He has created a sound. You know, everybody don't vibe to everybody's sound. He had a strong couple of albums in my opinion. The first couple of albums, were very, I feel boom bap hip hop, kind of driven, and then he went off into pop, and then he got off into some other stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kanye is an artist. He's definitely a lyricist when it comes down to it. I've been proven wrong a couple of times on that fact. Um, but this ain't nothing new from Kanye, guys. Like this dude back when Hurricane Katrina hit. He told the world that the president did not like black people, and he shocked the world with that statement. And now they don't do telethons no more because of that. Like I haven't seen a telethon since Katrina because of they can't control what certain individuals are going to say and what type of political stance or platform they're going to use that opportunity for. Kanye took that opportunity, and I think that in that moment, it was shocking. It was, oh my God, you know, and a lot of people didn't understand why he would do that, why he would put himself on the line, his career and everything on the line to do something like that on a nationally televised, telethon to try to raise money for Katrina. Meanwhile, there's actual things going on down there. And from what I understand, that city and that town, that whole region still suffers from the effects of Katrina. There's a lot of government agencies and things like that spawned from Katrina that a lot of people tried to warn us about, but here we are. You know, uh, we can say that throughout history, a lot of people have given us clues and hints to things, and we kind of disregarded them, and you know, and when it comes around for that time to come to pass, we look back on these things that's happened and wish that we would have maybe made a different decision or thought about things differently. you know Prime example right now. It's heavy. This thing is crazy. You even got Kyrie Irving mixed up and getting canceled and getting his endorsements taken from him, and he didn't even say nothing. This is how powerful I mean, shit, I can go look around my back. I mean, I ain't nobody, but it's the same thing. Like, it's do we actually have freedom of speech in this country? Do we actually have the ability to speak our mind and say what we really want to say? You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like sometimes in the last 8 to 12 years, we have really got a gut check of what's going on and what the things that we hold near and dear to ourselves. I would say that we have we have definitely seen and observed the fact that racism is thrown around like a rag doll. Where it's going to suit whatever narrative it needs to suit, whether it's good or bad for the community that is being racist against. If we haven't recognized that, I don't know. You know, I don't know what at the end of the day, we're starting to see that, you know, the things of old are not the things of today. Back in the day, how a group of construction workers would catcall to the woman, and that was a cool thing to do. Nowadays, you're gonna get a lawsuit. They're gonna take down your company name. They're gonna get the license number. They're gonna find out. They want to see badges. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that that's wrong, but from the yesteryear to today, there's a lot of differences. And sometimes I feel like the differences are so progressive that we're not able to really keep up with them socially. You know what I'm saying? Like, socially, this is becoming a problem. We're advancing and evolving too fast for our own good. You know, we all have feelings, we all have emotions, but when it comes down to it, what's really what we're doing out here? What are we doing out here? We're just trying to coexist. And then when there's facts and information that people try to share, we should be able to talk about these things freely. We should be able to educate ourselves, and whether or not The anti-Semitic accusations are the same, though. Malcolm X was accused for the same thing. Exactly. I mean, here's the thing. It all depends. Like I just said, back in the day, Malcolm X said a lot of things that was controversial. And but the thing about it was he wasn't governed by these entities that 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 certain individuals today are speaking against. They were totally separate from. They didn't need that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't need that backing to do what they were doing because they had their own backing. In that industry, again, in the entertainment and music industry, movies, music, all of that stuff, we have to understand who controls that. And Kanye West just I feel in my heart of hearts just showcased that for the world. Now, whether or not that was a blatant, act of let me show you, or it was a result of his actions and his words, it still doesn't matter. The result is the same. That we were shown that was a true power that it's had, that you could just everybody, you know. And when we start talking about history, like now, here's the thing: we start talking about history. We start talking about the let's just say, for example, the Roman Empire. We could talk about all the heinous things and all the things that the Roman Empire did. You know what I'm saying? But that's not gonna get nobody canceled. We could talk about the Huns and those guys, and we could talk about the you know the Khans, and all sorts of civilizations and uh, uh, groups of people. It's history, and when we start talking about these things, it's like we have to omit things now, which I don't think is right for the sake of history, because history does repeat itself. And then again, for just knowledge. We don't read books anymore. Nobody's going down to the library. A lot of things aren't really factual in our lives anymore. Word of mouth, things that people have actually researched and could see, it could tangibly take a look at and read, and take a look at and see what's going on. We're becoming dependent on devices right now that I'm speaking on right now. But we have to decipher what's true, what's factual, and what's gonna, what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, this particular situation, I know that um, there's gonna be another a platform where they get more in depth on this topic. Um, so when the guy rich and powerful friends tell them get rid of that guy, is to say, yeah, man. I mean, shit. The mafia. We see this in everything. Shit, the mafia does it. Any walk of life. Yeah, get them out of there, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Once, and usually the guy that gets the is because he talking too much, because he's giving up information that the organization don't want you to know. You know what I'm saying? That's typically how that works. If they not talking about confidential information, you fine. But once you start talking about confidential situations, yeah, public. And here's the thing with cancel culture nowadays, though, Verse. I really do appreciate your interaction with what's going on, but um, cancel culture right now, man, it's trendy. All that shit is what's cool to talk about, what's the poppin' thing to be on social media to supporting. This whole situation that we have right now virtually, that we online right now talking about, is virtual. We don't have no more human connection, man. And that to me, that's cancel culture. It's all about what's trendy, what everybody else thinks. We've seen it time and time and time and time again where, okay, yeah, certain people fuck up, people make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And in these situations, like right now, like Kyrie, like this whole situation behind Kyrie is crazy to me. The man pointed out some content that was on a platform about a topic that he really didn't even want to talk about at that time. He just got done playing a basketball game, and now he done lost all his damn endorsements. And then he has teammates and league mates and people that he called friend that for the last 5 or 6 years have supported, you know, black unity and all of these things are now seeing the machine work against yet another Kaepernick, yet another, you know what I'm saying? We seeing this, and the moment is now. When Kaepernick took the knee, there should have been 1,000 other dudes that talking after Kaepernick taking the same knee. And right now, I feel like there's other people that should be taking this knee with Kyrie because he didn't say nothing. He didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say or do anything other than point out some content that was on another platform. And then he didn't really want to talk about it because he wanted to talk about the game he just played. And that's the thing. We're making, it's going to get to the point where these politicians are going to see, like they see the power of the vote. They see us. They see that the people can cancel you in a moment, in an instant. I think that that's the issue. I think that that's the real big problem. I think that the government and this whole political setup is starting to see that the people are starting to see their real power in what they have in their voice. And this is why that's why we're seeing the efforts to shut people up and fact check this and cancel that. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I have to worry about what I say because I do have a job and it does make the bills. And I don't want to, have someone come across and get so fucking offended by what I want to say or where they want to ruin my life just because I have an opinion. This is what we've been fucking reduced to. You know what I'm saying? We've been reduced to that, to where people can't even have an opinion without, someone just trying to totally take everything away from you because of an opinion. Now, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. I mean, shit, how many of y'all sitting in Facebook jail now just for, saying shit that you used to be able to say 5 years ago on Facebook? It's ridiculous. Like, the way that all of this is going, and I've said it a couple of years back, like, and I've been called all sorts of things. I've been called all sorts of names. One thing, let's start off here. I'm going to give you, how do I feel about I mean, hey, it's funny. It rides a wave, man. You know what I'm saying? It's cool for some, but you got to see who's controlling that platform. Who's controlling that platform? If you think about Twitter and you look at the platform, that's just as bad as CNN. You got to look at the source. So yeah, it's of course it's free speech now because free speech is what the narrative that they're gonna push, and that's what they're gonna try to brainwash us with, man. We got to watch these apps. We got to watch what's going. Like you see a clip of somebody. Now you already know. You've seen it. You could do it yourself. You could download that app right now on your phone that you could put. I could put Mike Tyson's face on my shit, and then walk away, be talking like this and say shit like this, and then everybody thinks that I'm fucking Mike Tyson. You got to be careful with that kind of shit. Supposedly all bans have been lifted and you won't be censored at all. That's great until somebody says something on there, and then Twitter gets pressure to shut it down. And then that's all that's going to be. It's going to take one time. Watch. That's the way I look at it. I mean, who Jeffrey Bezos just took over that. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. And from what I understand, it might be, it might be one of those things where Twitter, yep, Elon Musk, it might be one of those things where Twitter becomes one of the only platforms that promotes it. It's a shame, but at the same time, I feel like it'll be short lived. I feel like Elon Musk is a very powerful dude, though. He's a very wealthy guy, so he might swim in the same tanks as some of these sharks. So it might be a good thing. Who knows? But then the whole thing behind Elon Musk, a lot of people got questions about that guy. So it's just a vicious circle, man. It's just crazy how vicious the circle is, and what we and what in the world we live in today, how cautious we got to be. Do you think that the power that can be get? I don't know, man. I mean, there's always somebody always got a price, man. There's always a price. There's always a price, man. Like I think with if Elon was given an offer that he couldn't refuse, who knows? But at shit, he's sending shit into space every other month, man. We freaking everybody out. Shit's going to space. We seeing it every other month. He's doing some stuff. They're talking about sending people into space here in the next couple of years, like the Jetsons. Shit, we about to see that. Cats going up into space. You know, but getting back to this cancel culture and all of that, and basically like the gist of what we trying to do here, what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to solicit some very engaged conversations, politically driven, socially driven. You know, like I was saying, I got called a lot of names. I've been called a lot of things, man. One thing that I could say that I am is I am definitely a believer in democracy. I am a believer in freedom of choice. I am definitely a firm believer in freedom of speech. I do not have a particular stance on abortion because I believe that each situation is individualized and case by case. However, I do not believe that abortion should be a form of birth control. Um, is this some call center shit? What's going on? Pay attention, man. It's Trillizum, man. We just talking. I'm talking my shit, keeping it real. Like I'm just saying right now, it's everything. We get ready to get into a political season, Nate. I remember we was engaged in some heavy conversation in the last couple of years, and this is going to be the forum where we could talk about that. So if you want to jump on and talk your shit, agree with me, disagree with me, we could argue, we could talk sensible, whatever you want. As long as we do it in a way that where we walk away from the situation, understand it, and I'm always going to have respect for you. All right, that's what this is. It ain't no call center shit. Yeah, what? Yeah, hold on. Your business is your business is very valuable to me. Get out of here. But nah, man. Like I have a very wobbly stance on abortion as far as it's not firm on either way. It's definitely a case by case. Um, what I don't. Oh, I'm definitely a Second Amendment supporter. I do believe that every American that has the ability to bear arms, or the the qualifications and things to carry and bear arms, should be able to do that, because even in the Constitution it says that we're allowed to protect ourselves from the government. So we in those type of times where we have to be worried about that type of stuff, and we should be able to protect ourselves from anything that tries to invade our privacy, our home, threaten our life in any way. Um, I do not support anything that doesn't make sense or fall in line with what um, my values are. I'm a family guy. I've made my mistakes as a young man and into my adulthood, and being 46 now and having six children in total, and being married and all of that stuff. The highs and the lows and all of that stuff. If it don't fall in line with what I have going on in my life, I don't support it. It doesn't matter if it's a Republican bill or a Democratic bill. If I don't support it, I just don't support it. Now, fundamentally, I don't support the Democratic Party, and I'll tell you why. And we can get into all of this stuff. If you guys take it, and we'll cut this here, and I'm just gonna leave this little tidbit because I know that Verse got stuff to do, and my engineer got stuff to do. So we're gonna cut this here in a minute. But my stance is this: I know that black people are hurting. People of color are hurting, natives, indigenous folks all around, this country. And every one of us has our plight and our history and how we've come to this point today. When it comes down to how this country was established, I do believe that the fundamental values that this country was founded on um, are good. I don't believe that all the people um, that came up with this stuff was bad people. I think that we there was an era of time where certain things were acceptable. In creating this country, we swiftly understood that that wasn't going to happen. People uprise, alliances were formed, legalities were brought, litigations were brought, and a lot of things have changed. We're in 2022, get ready to turn into 2023, and the Democratic Party, since we have been a country, has not wanted to be a part of this country. And point blank, that's my stance on that. So if you think about the root of the issue, and I'm going to call it out. I'm going to call it out in the show. I'm going to call it out on my podcast every time. So when we start bringing up these bills, and I'm going to start breaking up and bringing up bills in certain states and areas, and asking you guys what do you support, and asking you what side of the house is supporting it, and challenging you guys to understand and know what it is that you're voting for, who you're voting for, because I believe that the Democratic Party is the Confederate South, and they've tried for the last, 300-400 years to get the country back. It's not that long. 1776. It wasn't that long ago. So when you start talking about the United States and how in infancy state it is in comparison to the rest of the world, it's not 400 years is nothing. You look at the Roman Empire and how many times the Caesars have been tried to get overthrown, and the Senate tried to get overthrown, and the people tried to overthrow this guy, and the centuries tried. It's happened over thousands of years, and we're getting our little piece of it. My stance right now, and this is where I'm at, and this is my mission statement, is for anyone that touches this show to understand and know our history in this country as far as our politics, and especially when it comes down to people of color and what we support. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm a Republican. I'm not going to sit here and do that at all. What I am is a free thinking American who happens to be the color that I am. My origins of wherever I came from, that doesn't freaking matter. Am I a contributor to this country or not? That's basically where I stand with it. And again, we'll definitely get back on here a couple more times and throw. I'll have some more things pop up in the chats and engagement and see what we can bring up. But when you see me pop on Trillizum show and we're gonna get some conversations going. Hopefully we don't get thrown in jail, because of course it's that season and fact checking and people getting their emotions and all of that. But again, please remember, if you ever engage with me, I'm gonna respect you. Just respect me. All right. My goal is to really sit back, hear your side, and then allow you to hear my side or my point of view or what my opinion is. And as two concerned people that want to see the same thing, because we all want to see the same shit. We all want to see each other win. I mean, most of us do. There's a small percentage of haters out there, as we know, but mostly, we all want to see each other win. We all want to see each other do well. If we're all doing well, then there's no need for someone to hate on you, because we're all doing well. We all want to see equality. We all want to see happiness. We all want to see, all of these peaceful things that all of these fairy tale novels that we read. We all want the same. We all want that prosperity. We all want to be fruitful and multiply. We all want to feel loved and respected, right? So in that context of what I'm trying to do here, understand that we may not agree, but we don't have to agree to respect each other, right? We don't have to agree to mutually be like, yo, I don't agree with that. If it's something that's super controversial and all that, just understand and know that, if if this building was to catch fire right now, if this my house was to catch fire right now and you was in it with me, I try to get you out. I try to help you and save you. So, that's where I think we need to base these conversations and these interactions. I appreciate first for helping me out getting this first one done. I promise you guys I'm going to get better. I definitely want to have more of these conversations and a little bit more engagement from you guys. I think it'll be good for us. I think that we do need to have, and I'm gonna have guys on here that I respect, that will talk with other people that I respect, and they'll hash it out, and I'll moderate. Especially when we start getting into this election season, I think a lot of these discussions are going to start getting heated, but we need to understand and have some sort of format that allows for that type of exchange, and it's not virtual. It's like this, and it's in an arena to where people can comment and speak their mind and get the link. You get the link and you get on here and we start talking about it. You know, so at the end of the day, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I appreciate you. I hope that some way, somehow, what I'm doing here, educates whoever's listening, and at the same time, I'm looking to be educated myself. I don't know everything. I know I have my opinion, and I know what I know from what I see and what I gather. But I'm looking to learn too. So I do challenge any one of you guys that have strong opposing opinions of mine to get on here and try to convince me otherwise. I'm looking forward to that. There, I can tell you some of the guys, some of the people that I'm closest with would tell you that I've changed my stance based off of condemning arguments and facts and oh, let me check into that. Oh, I didn't know that. Let me check. Let me look. Oh shit. Okay, that's cool. That makes sense now. So I'm not the stubborn old mule that's not going to change my ways. I'm very responsive to knowledge and very open when I know that when I'm wrong. Like if I'm not opposed to admitting that I'm wrong. So I challenge you guys. I challenge you all out there. Let's get on this Trillism show. Let's get this thing. Let's get this thing going. Let's have these conversations that I see so much in these chats. Talking about this and that. Let's get it popping. So, hey, verse, come, go ahead and cut me, man.